I wanted to have an open discussion with you guys today because I've been thinking a lot about shelf life for games, like why some games are so quote unquote relevant for so long. And then a lot of games, especially fighting games, have all this hype when they come out and then they just plummet. And the only people left are the hardcore players. And there's nothing really wrong with that, right? But since I love fighting games so much, I try to always think like, what can these games do to keep people interested for longer? But as of right now, you pretty much have two options when you play a fighting game. Outside, if there's like a story mode, you can do that. And then you go online and it's either ranked, player match, win, lose. And that's kind of it. There are some other things here and there, but for the most part, it really comes down to like, you go online and you either win or lose. So I've been trying to think of some ways, like what can these fighting games do to keep people interested for longer, right? What can it do to retain the players for longer so that the graph doesn't look like this and then like this, and it kind of just like steady upkeep, and more people are playing, and it's more of a longer kind of gradual curve as opposed to just a triangle that goes up and then down right away, right? And if you guys have been watching the channel, I mean, it's no surprise I'm a Mortal Kombat player, so a lot of this is going to be talking about Mortal Kombat, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of things that I want to talk about today can relate and be used with any fighting game, really. I feel like these templates are good for any fighting game. So the first thing I want to talk about today is challenges for customization. Things that incentivize you to play a character specifically and also maybe even do specific things with that character. So for example, right, like let's say there's a challenge to land 6,000 spears with Scorpion, and you can get a golden Scorpion spear. With that, right, you have it in brackets. So like the first challenge will be like land 100 spears with Scorpion. And then the next one will be land 500 spears with Scorpion. And each kind of bracket gives you some new customization until you get to that final one that gives you, like I said, like a golden spear or something like that. Have some really cool stuff for people that are really dedicated to the character. I mean, that's what fighting games are all about. That's what I love about them, is being dedicated to a character. I mean, I know that I play the entire roster in Mortal Kombat 11, but still, like, if I put a lot of time into a character, I want people to know that. For example, right, if you take it back to the Halo 3 days, back in Halo 3, if you were playing online like Team Slayer or Oddball or whatever, and you saw a guy running around with Hayabusa armor, first, if you didn't know what it was, you're like, dude, that is the sickest looking armor I've ever seen. Now, what are you going to do? You're going to be like, how do I get that? Then you go try to find out how to get it, and you're like, oh my goodness, that is so difficult. Like, how am I even supposed to do that? And then one of two things happen. One thing is the person's going to be like, I'm not even going to try that because I know I can't, which is fine because they're still going to acknowledge that player did that and that's awesome and that's really difficult and I got to watch out for anybody with Hayabusa armor. Or two, they're going to be like, oh, I'm going to try to get that. I want to show off that I can get that. It's really just a domino effect because when people see something really awesome in a game that's also pretty difficult to get, they're going to give respect, right? They're going to be like, wow, that guy must grind this game. And then they're also probably going to be like, now it's time for me to grind this game because I want to get that too. So again, little things like that, like anything, it could be skins, it could be gear. Like for example, land 1,000 throws with Sub-Zero and you can get classic Sub-Zero skin. Anything like that, you know what I'm saying? So like it incentivizes you to play the character a lot, and then you get rewarded for it. And when you see it online, when you're going up against someone, you can be like, oh wow, this person plays a lot of Sub-Zero because they landed 1,000 throws with this character based on the skin they have. It's exactly like taking it back again to 2007 Call of Duty 4. You were incentivized to get headshots with every single gun because you would unlock camos for the gun. Back in 2007, like when COD 4 first came out, if you got 150 headshots with, let's say, every assault rifle, you got a golden AK-47. If you saw someone running around with a golden AK-47 way back, again, when COD 4 first came out, you were like, dude, this guy is probably going to be at the top of the leaderboards, right? Like, it just automatically puts in your mind, like, this person grinded for it, and then they get to show it off, and then you get to be like, you know what, I want to work for that. And I think that's super important for fighting games, because right now, it's literally just maybe buy DLC costume, go online, play, win, lose. That's it. I think the thing that deters a lot of people from playing fighting games is when they lose. But if you have these like challenges implemented in place, if I go online and I lose, I'm going to be like, you know what? I don't care. I landed 7 spears with Scorpion in that game. I'm ticking away at my challenge. So even if you lose, you still feel like you're advancing forward. And have a bunch of them. Go crazy with it. If the next NRS game, right, if they do kind of what the MK11 template was, where like you get 3 pieces of gear and a skin, go crazy with it. Have some wild stuff in there. And don't put it in the store. Put it into where someone can grind their ass off and try to get it. But then there's also a balance, right? You want to make sure that people that maybe they only play an hour a week, right? They can still unlock stuff. The second thing I want to talk about with how fighting games can kind of extend their shelf life and their relevancy and just keep people engaged for longer is for them to be active with the community. You know, interact on socials, like, and even maybe retweet people, reply to people. If a new character comes out, right, you can be like, what do you guys think of this character? Leave your best combos below. If you're doing like a customization style game, like maybe Injustice 2 style, be like, hey, show us what your character looks like. What skins are you choosing? What colors? What gear? Leave your screenshot down below. We'll retweet our favorite one. Like little things like that, right? Just interact with the community. This is not me ragging on Mortal Kombat or NRS or anything. I mean, I've been playing the game for over 20 years. I've put thousands of hours into all of them. I've made over 500 MK11 videos on this channel. Clearly, I love the game and the company, right? That's no surprise. But just one thing I'm saying is, like, they've been radio silent on social media for a very long time. Even when the game was out, they were pretty radio silent. Even this, if you look at their Instagram, it says Mortal Kombat Aftermath. Aftermath is not even the most recent expansion. Still, their Instagram says Aftermath, which was the first expansion. It's on Mortal Kombat Ultimate now, and it's been for a very long time. You know, one thing, I didn't play much Guilty Gear. I played a little bit of Guilty Gear on the channel. But one thing that happened, Arc System Works' Twitter. They did, like, I think it was called, like, Friday Fighter Highlight, hashtag competition or something. And every Friday, you would post your Guilty Gear Strive clip, and they would quote tweet, retweet their favorite one, and be like, this week's highlight is brought to you by @iAmFlashyy, and I'll show you on the screen here if I find the tweet. And that was awesome. It got like 100-something likes. My engagement went up, and the most important thing, it wasn't even about my profile or anything. It was so cool that the makers of the game that I was playing acknowledged me and noticed me. And if you could just do that with the community time and time again, it's really not that difficult. Leaving a like on someone's combo that they post on Twitter or something or on Instagram is really simple. And something that Arc System Works, right, where they were just highlighting a community member every week at random, whoever they liked, whatever combo they liked. Like, that was so cool to me when that happened. I got that notification. I was like, dude, my day is made right now. Arc System Works just quote tweeted my combo. And it was the day the new character came out as well. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And that made me, as a player, feel, wow, they actually care about the people playing their game. I'm not here saying that Mortal Kombat doesn't. What I'm saying is, it's so simple to just take the extra step to show your community, like, hey, we appreciate you guys. We know you like playing our game. We see you. And granted, Mortal Kombat's been doing this thing on their Instagram where it's like, guess that fatality, right? And those are getting like 15, 19, 20,000 likes on Instagram. It's working. Just keep doing it. Give people a reason to engage with your game outside of the game. Whether that's something as simple as like, who's your favorite ninja right now? And do a poll on Twitter. It takes 2 seconds. And it just gives people a reason to talk about your game and see your game on their timeline. So I think that's super important, being active with the community. And the last thing I want to talk about is having online tournaments embedded into the game. You know, fighting games, really all about the tournaments, right? I know that it's only like 1% of players play tournaments, but there's ways to get people involved into playing tournaments because as of right now, you need to go on start.gg. You need to join a bracket. You need to invite the person. You need to do this. You need to report your scores. What if somebody reports a fake score? What do you like? There's a lot of steps involved, right? And for somebody that doesn't do that, pretty scary. They're like, I don't know what to do with this. I'd never even seen start.gg. I don't know how to work this website or whatever bracket website that they're using at the time. So if I remember back, I haven't played a FIFA game in like 10 years. And I can't believe I'm comparing FIFA to a fighting game. But just hear me out here, right? There's logic here. So in FIFA, you used to be able to do a thing. I don't know if you can still do it again. I haven't played that game in years. But there used to be online, you could do like a league match, which was just a normal game, right? You just play 1v1 against another player. Or there was cup mode. And what cup mode was, you would go in and you would see that you're in round 1. And then if you won, you would see yourself advance in round 2. And if you won, you would see yourself advance in round 3 and so on. And then you would play in the finals. Each round you're in, you're playing somebody in that round. So let's say I get to round 2, I'm only playing people that are in round 2. Let's say I make it to grand finals. I'm only playing people that are in grand finals. And it's all matchmaking, all embedded in the game. All you do is press A, and it puts you into a game against someone that's in your round. And you had to win, let's call it 4 games in a row. If you won the cup, whatever, let's say you got something in the game, you got like a little icon, whatever. But you could literally transfer that idea into fighting game. You have, let's say, once a month on the weekend, you have a tournament series. Call it whatever you want. You're in round 1, you got to win. Round 2, you got to win the set. So on, you win grand finals, guess what? You get a skin, you get a calling card, you get a piece of gear, whatever whatever kind of customization is involved in that game, you get it. And then you get to take that online. You get to show people, hey, I won the cup. And it's super simple too. If you lose, you're out. Reset back to round 1, right? Back to the beginning. If you win the cup, or if you win the league or whatever they're calling it, if you win all 4 matches in a row and get that customization at the end, when you win the grand finals, you're done for the week. You did it. You can't jump back in. You already did it. Congratulations. The only people left are the people that haven't won it yet. And again, that's awesome because guess what? Somebody's going to join that. They're going to get absolutely bodied in round 1. They're going to be like, you know what? I want to win this. They're going to jump online. They're going to go into practice mode. They're going to practice. They're going to come back. They're going to get through round 1, 2. They're going to make it to round 3. Competition's getting a little steep, right? Because you're only playing people in round 3. They get bodied. Now it's like, you know what? I got to get better. I got to get better. Let me try a new character. And they're just playing the game more. And it's more playing the game and striving to get better. And it's keeping you engaged, right? It's not just next match for nothing. You're striving for something. And in that time, take it back to part 1. You're getting customization for your character because you have those character-specific challenges. And I think just like the blend of those, like those are just 3 really quick things that I was able to come up with off the top of my head. I was literally just sitting here thinking about it. And I was like, just implementing those 3 things could take fighting games to the next level. Like all these other games that we see, these first-person shooters and all the things like that, I love playing them too. And those are some reasons that I love playing them. There's something to play for. You're working on a challenge intrinsically, right? Because like I can do it. I know that I can do it. I'm going to accomplish this. You're working on a challenge to kind of show off to your friends or to other people online. Like, hey, look how much I play Scorpion. I landed a spear 10,000 times. This is how much I play this character. This is my character. And honestly, the last thing, and I want to give a shout out to Multiverses for this. Honestly, if you guys haven't played Multiverses, the brand new WB Games platform fighter, it's actually a ton of fun. Love the character selection. But one thing they do that's awesome is that they have a situation where it shows you what rank you are in the world with that character. I just thought of this as I was talking about it. For example, I was playing a ton of Shaggy, right? And I noticed that I was 50,000 in the world in 1v1s with Shaggy. You know what I did? I was about to turn the game off. I looked at that. I was like, you know what? I want to get that number even lower. I'm going to play a couple more games. And a couple more games turned into a couple more games, turned into me being 20,000 in the world. And it's like, hey, I'm seeing that I am literally getting better than all of these people, and I'm striving to be better. And I'm sweating. I'm trying to get the W's, man. I'm trying to prove that I can win. And I think that was an awesome thing that they did, where it showed you what rank you were with that specific character. I think if Mortal Kombat implemented that, that would be awesome, because it's already a competitive game. Now you can go and say, I'm the number 3 Scorpion in the world. I'm the number 4 Cabal in the world, right? Like that's such a cool thing to say and to work for. And I think if fighting games kind of just implemented little things like this, doesn't have to be the stuff specifically, but just trying to think about what can engage the player even more and keep them engaged for longer, as opposed to playing for a week, dropping it, coming back, trying the new DLC character, dropping it again. And again, this was very open discussion. I'm really interested to hear what you guys think about how fighting games can increase their shelf life. If there's any fighting games that you guys play that do any of this stuff, let me know down below, because I think that's awesome, and I think that those developers definitely deserve the props. But I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of sit-down discussion. I don't think I've done a video like this, at least for a very long time. So if you want more videos like this, let me know down in the comments as well. Leave a like to let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.